Hey guys, my name is Kevin, and I wanted to talk to you about my Meridian Defense Pestilence, what I think about the gun, and interactions I've had with the company so far. So, what you have here is a rifle made by Meridian Defense off of a Romanian parts kit, from what I understand. What you see is a Romanian parts kit that was made in 1979. So, if you look on the trunnion there, 1979. That's what the 79 on the stock comes from. You can put any number you want, or you can just request that the number match the parts kit. So that's what I opted to do. And what you have is a battlefield pickup style Cerakote finish on it. So that's why it kind of looks that way. And it is a 14.5 pin and weld barrel with their muzzle device, which is chemo compatible. As you can see, I have my Wolverine there with chemo. You get surplus furniture that is completely refinished, and I think that's what they call their like a apocalypse finish. I think that's what the Cerakote's called too. But yeah, it's the wood's a little bit beat up. Some people even get trench art on there, so mine just has some digs there, and then digs from magazines and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of what the gun is. Basically, standard AKM has the side rail, so you can put some optics on there. And then other than that, it's pretty much straight regular AK. It is their trigger. I think they call it like an enhanced trigger. I believe they used to come with ALG triggers, but they have opted to go with their own trigger. And I did add the Krebs enhanced safety, so that was an option that I decided to add on to the gun. I did not do the K&S piston. I know that they offer that as an option, which a lot of people go with, especially running suppressed. But I really wanted to just run it stock just to see how gassy it was. Also, I wanted to hopefully be able to run subsonics through it with the suppressor on. Usually with a standard piston gun, if you have the can on it, it's enough to cycle subsonic. So haven't got to try that yet, but we'll talk about that. So first things first, I just want to get into my experience. So I ordered the gun on May 14th of 2023, and I received the gun on 11/4, I believe, maybe 11/2, either 11/2 or 11/4. I think it was 11/2. I actually got the gun in, so it was about that 5-6 month waiting period, so that was awesome. Unfortunately, I did have an issue, so I got to go shoot it 2 days after I got it, so I believe I shot it on 11/4, and I did 2 full 30-round mags, no problem. I did one, and my buddy did one. And then, yeah, the gun cycled great. Everything ran great. I did notice it was hitting a little bit to the left, so I was going to have to adjust the front sight post, which that is a whole nother thing. But yeah, it shot great. No issue cycling. We let the gun cool a little bit, and then I decided I wanted to try it with the can. So I put the Wolverine on there, chambered around, and first round I did kind of have a funny noise. So I figured, I wanted to make sure it wasn't a squib, so stopped shooting. Looked, that was fine. As I just pulled the bolt back, and nothing was in the chamber or anything, so, and then no obstruction, so that looked fine. Loaded it up again, fired the next round, click, no bang, chambered a new round, click, no bang, took the gun apart, noticed that the firing pin was actually bent, so the firing pin came out the back of the bolt and was bent, so I was pretty upset, first day to go shoot that new gun that you waited so long for, paid a chunk of change for, brought it home, took off the, took down the rifle, and then punched out the firing pin retaining pin, and to get the firing pin to come out. And it turns out the firing pin retaining pin failed. So there was actually a chunk taken out of the middle of that pin, which allowed the firing pin to go backwards. And because it went backwards, the hammer came up to strike the firing pin, and the firing pin was sticking out. So it actually bent that pin, bound it up. That's why it wasn't getting any primer strikes. So, emailed Meridian Defense, took some pictures, and then gave them a call, left a voicemail about the issue. Next day, they got back to me via email pretty quickly, basically asking for my address to do an RMA. I didn't really think that, looking at it being a retaining pin and a firing pin, I didn't really think that sending the gun back was completely necessary. I wanted to shoot the gun, so I was trying to avoid sending the gun back. Anyway, I finally got a hold of somebody on the phone, and we agreed that would be a good first step. So they sent out the parts. A couple weeks later, or like a week later, they came in. I tried to install it and the retaining pin, the firing pin retaining pin, the new one, would not go into my bolt. I thought maybe I was just an idiot, so I did go to a gunsmith, and he couldn't get the retaining pin to go back in, so we actually measured it, and the new retaining pin was about 4,000 or 5,000 larger than the old one. And you guys probably know how AKs are. Not everything's the same like on an AR. So it's simply that pin, so it was simply just too large. So I emailed them again, let them know that happened, and they just said, "Well, we can do the RMA. You can just send the gun in." I said, "Yep, fine. I don't want to, I don't want to wait weeks at a time trying to find the pin that works." And I wanted it done right, so I figured send it back to them. So sent the gun back. I think it took about a little over a week to get there. It's going all the way from New Hampshire to California, the Mount California, so I'm a ways away. They got the gun mid-November, around then sometime. I think it was on the 21st, actually. I think they got it on the 21st. Didn't really hear anything from them. The holidays came through, or Thanksgiving came through. And then they emailed me back on, I have a cheat sheet behind me, excuse me, on 12/12, so December 12th, saying guns ready to be shipped back. They said that they have replaced the firing pin with their new firing pin, which was, it's a fully machined, fluted, round firing pin. So it's kind of definitely an upgrade to a traditional firing pin. So, that was good. They installed the new retaining pin. I got the gun back. It looked good. Everything seemed to function fine. I thought about taking that retaining pin out just to check it out, but I was like, you know what? It's in there. It's working. Why mess with it? So I didn't do that. They also said on that same email before they sent the gun back that it would also be shipping in with 3 of the X-Tech slab-sided magazines, SPD magazines. So I didn't know what that was. I said, okay, sounds great. So this is the magazine they were talking about. It's made by X-Tech. Some of you might know these. I never had these before. Meridian sent these ones. I believe it's an American-made mag, slab-side polymer, but it does also have, I believe, so it's got metal here, metal in the front, and then I think there's metal up here as well. I'm not sure if it goes down the spine or the side. I don't think it's on the side. I think it's on the side up top, and there's probably some on the bottom too. But the back and the front feels very rugged. So it seems like a pretty quality magazine. And then I think it's just a laser of their logo. So SPD, meaning Special Projects Division. They have, for those of you that are interested, they have this, which I think is their Apocalypse series. They have like this gun, a pistol version of the same thing, an RPK version of the same thing. And then I think there's a couple different models of the Pestilence now. I think this is a 7.62 gun. They make it in a 5.45 and a 5.56 now, and there's something else, but I can't remember what it is. Might be some type of 74 or something, but I can't remember. And then they also have their Alpha series, which is exactly as it sounds, supposed to be like an Alpha clone, Zenit code up and everything, pretty sweet guns. And then they also have their 7 Sins rifles. There's one that looks similar to this, but it has a triangle folder. And then there's some other crazy ones. I think one of them was supposed to be gold or something. So they do a pretty interesting setup of a bunch of different types of AKs that they have. So they said they were going to send that back, this back with that new pin installed, ready to go, and 3 of those mags. Got the rifle back. It was shipped just UPS, and since her in the background check just came right to my house, which is convenient. I did get the rifle back in a brand new plastic case. Not like an amazing case, but it's definitely nice that they ship it back in that. Most companies just send things back in cardboard. So the rifle, getting here the first time and going back to them, getting back to me the second time, no damage or anything. The rifle was in great shape. And they did include 2 of the mags. They didn't get 3, so that was a little bit of a bummer. But I mean, they're free mags, so can't complain too much. Only other thing that was a bummer is when first time I shot it, I noticed that the rounds were impacting left. So before I sent it back to them, I was going to, or one day I was just kind of bored, so I was going to adjust my front sight post. So first thing I did was just touch the post just to make sure everything was okay. And the front sight post is actually wobbling. So that kind of sucks. So basically, anyone that doesn't know, a lot of your standard AK front posts they're actually cut so on the post that actually screws in, this screws down here, the post is actually split into 2 forks like this, and they keep pressure to the side of the sight post like that. They keep pressure so that it stays where it is and doesn't loosen or sink in. that one of those things was broken right off. So the sight post was just kind of sitting in there. It was a pain, but I did get it to come out. I didn't know what Meridian was going to do with that, and I kind of wanted to upgrade it anyway. So I did just decide to get a K&S front sight post. So this is a K&S front sight post. I got the package that comes with like, I don't know, 5 or 6 different posts. So that one seemed nice. It's thinner than a normal one, but it still seems pretty rugged. There was a couple that are really skinny, and I just felt like that's just going to break. So, but I did finally get it to adjust. So it came, the sight came dead center, and the gun was hitting slightly left. So I pushed it to the left so that next time I go to the range, I'm going to test it to see how close it is. So I just went ahead and made it flush on this side. So you guys that have adjusted front sight post, it can be a pain. So I just went ahead and made it flush on this side just to see what that gets me. If that's too far, I'll just push it back. If not enough, I'll keep pushing. Hopefully it doesn't go any more than that though, because you would expect this rifle to be more straight than not, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, the gun's really nice. I was bumming that they didn't send the 3 mags, they sent the 2, but it's still nice that they sent the mags anyway. They didn't have to do that. They fixed the product like they said they would. But yeah, that leads me to, so I got it back last Tuesday, last Saturday, which was the 23rd of December, 2023. I went ahead to the range with some friends, and we did go ahead and put some rounds through it. I wanted to put more than I did, but I only got 5 full mags through it, so another 150 rounds. So I only have like 211 rounds through the gun total. But those 150 rounds ran flawlessly. Firing pin looks good. I can't see any issues from the back or the front anyway. Everything looks fine. Gun cycled very, very well. I didn't adjust the post until just today, so I don't know if it's on or not, so I'll test that out next time. But tomorrow I plan on going to the range. I got 8 loaded mags ready to go, so it's in like another 240 rounds. Going to give it a try, see how it does. Of those 150 rounds, I think 60 of them I did shoot with the can on. It is a little gassy, but nothing crazy. I've shot AKs that are much more gassy than this one. So as far as that goes, without a K&S piston, I'd say it's pretty good. It's definitely a good mix of enough gas that it'll cycle what I imagine anything. But it's also not so much that it beats you up, and it's only 7.62 by 3.9. It's not like they're crazy anyway. Those AR guys overreact a little bit. But yeah, their trigger, optics rail, Romanian parts kit. I know a lot of guys scoff at these guns. They say they're Instagram guns. They're just for its looks, blah, 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 blah. And that's great. People can say that if they want. I'll be honest. I bought it 80% of why I bought this is because it does look cool. Ever since I first saw these come out, I think they were back in like 2018, 2019. I loved it. I thought it looked so cool. It's such a cool example of a modern yet old school AK. You get the dong, but you also get the cool front end. So you get the 14.5 pin and weld with a chemo. You get your Ultimac up top if you want to throw something on it. I'll probably do an RS Regulate mount back here. Still get your cool AK looking furniture. So it's a cool combo of old school meets new school. And the gun, it so far since it's been fixed, it works. I think Meridian Defense is a good company. They were very nice to me when talking to me. I think they saw that their product, that's not what they want. They don't want to make guns that don't work. So they fixed it up, and they've been very nice about the whole process, as nice as a company can be. Stuff happens. As far as overall fit and finish, the gun feels great. Even the little things, just putting the bolt and carrier in, it just slides right in. Like sometimes you have to fight guns. The dust cover just pops on, no problem. The trigger's really nice. It feels like an ALG, and I'm not saying that to knock anybody or say anyone's better or worse. But I mean, to me, ALGs are kind of the standard. Like that's about as good as an AK trigger can be. This feels extremely similar to that. So gun's clear. I'll give you a trigger pull just so you can see. I mean, it just breaks. It's a rolling break like most AKs, but I mean it's light and crisp. I mean it goes. It feels good. It's a good feeling trigger. But yeah, gun is good. Meridian is good. They sent me those mags for free, which was cool. The Yugo bolt hold open mags do work on it. I tried a couple of those when I went to shoot, and those worked great. So feels like a standard AK. Just a pricier one. Some would say not worth it, and I get it. That's your opinion. That's totally cool. But so far it seems nice. I enjoy it. So, but yeah, cool gun. They make cool stuff. They have their new Volk S, which is their Volk, but stamped. It's a stamped one like this gun instead of the milled. You know, it seems like a nice rifle. So I'll update again after I shoot at the range. I'm hoping to get to that 500 round count. I think what I'll do too is, you know, once I get more rounds in it, I'll actually take it apart, do a little cleaning on the inside. All I've done so far is just, you know, lube it up when I first got it. But I'll do some cleaning on the inside and show you the inside in more detail. You know, I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. Everything seems good. Rivets are nice. You know, gun's in good shape. Everything's tight. They even do things like on the Ultimech. They actually put little witness marks on the screws and on the actual mount itself, so you can see if things back out. So you know, it's things like that they do, and it's nicely done. It looks cool. You know, a lot of it is the finish and what you get. So, but anyway, if you guys have any questions, throw it down in the comments. It's a cool gun. Hopefully I'll have an update video posted soon. Hope you guys have a happy new year. Thanks. Bye-bye.